I've had enough. I want answers now. I've waited long enough. My daughter's dead. You guys could have saved her.
In the aftermath of a homicide that took the lives of 5 people and shook the small community of Carman, Manitoba, the calls for answers from a grieving mother of one of the victims have only grown louder, insisting that Winnipeg Child and Family Services assured her that her daughter would be safe in the home of the accused. But newly received audio has painted a very different and disturbing picture into his unpredictable and violent nature.
And so we basically had an episode and was like, that you not kill us all.
29-year-old Ryan Manoa Kisik faces 5 counts of first-degree murder after the bodies of his common-law partner, Amanda Clearwater, their 3 young children, and 17-year-old Maya Lee Grattan were discovered at 3 separate locations. And now, audio of Grattan, provided to City News by her mother, recorded over a month before the murders, details one of Manoa Kisik's alleged violent episodes.
It was nonstop calling Mandy, threatening her, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna peel your skin off when you're dead, like that. And he's like, but he's still going on today. But Mandy wants us to go home. And I don't know why.
The audio, paired with text messages from Grattan, shows the 17-year-old becoming increasingly concerned about her safety in the lead-up to the tragic events, but those warnings and calls for help went unanswered.
Couldn't believe it. January 6th, she's at school with a counselor calling Maria because she wants out. And Maria's like, no, you're stuck there till you're 18. She is not stuck there. All she has to do is say, Mom, I want to come back home. Come back home, baby.
Only making matters worse, Juliet Hastings' time to grieve was disrupted last week by a visit from CFS agents to check in on the well-being of her other children. She, along with her husband, Matthew Morden, claimed the agency provided very little justification for the visit.
Every time I had a question for them, all they did was stutter and stall. They didn't even know what the next step was.
According to policy, what are the next steps?
For that, I'd have to review the child welfare standards, but one of the requirements is to see all the children in the household.
And the cops answered to CFS. For an organization to have that kind of power kind of is scary if you really think about it. If they get enough complaints against your family, they come take your kids, no matter how good of a parent you are.
While the province wouldn't comment on the specific case involving Hastings' daughter, a spokesperson says all foster parents are required to complete a number of background checks, saying in quote, if any of the assessments indicate that an individual or caregiver may pose a risk to harm children, they would not be approved as a caregiver, end quote. But for Hastings, she just wants justice for her daughter.
I want people charged, and I'm not kidding. I want people charged.
In Winnipeg, Kurt Black, City News.